maybe your hands are a little
All right,
bit too
all right,
dirty.
just hear me out, all right?
Okay.
What if I use my tongue?
No!
Hi, I'm Clarissa.
And I'm Brandon.
We're both Taiwanese American and enjoy spending time in the kitchen. In this show, I'll be making a traditional rendition of a classic Taiwanese dish.
And I'll be putting on a twist. We might encounter mishaps and mistakes along the way, but at the end of the day, we make delicious food.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so today we are making
Bawan!
Bawan. What does Bawan mean?
A glutinous rice meat succulent.
I like to call it a crystal meatball, which it kind of is, because we're making it with two different types of flour. So the two different types is rice flour and tapioca starch.
Is there any reason there has to be two?
The rice flour is going to give it a color, and this is what's going to give it its structure.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Kind of reminds me of like a Pokemon name. Bawan! Bawan!
yes, we can call it that. So the most important part is the wrapper, which we're going to do first. So if you can combine the, this is 再来米粉.
Okay.
So 再来 is the original rice of Taiwan. It was brought over here in the 18th century by the Chinese settlers. What type of rice do we eat in Taiwan on a normal basis?
Short grain.
Yeah, short grain.
Yeah.
And that was because of the Japanese who brought that over.
Yeah.
So this is long grain, and we only really see it in pastries, which is what we're doing today.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're gonna add water into this. I already measured it out.
Right
So
here?
just directly into it, yeah. And then if you can just add this salt in, and then stir it with chopsticks, and then I'm gonna boil this. So the whole story of how this dish came to be was in the 19th century. There was a flood that hit Changhua,
Yeah.
and a guy who was working at the temple decided to like feed the people because all the supplies had been cut off. He decided to feed the people with like this starchy meatball. So this is like a poor man's food that we're doing.
Peasant's meal.
Exactly.
Looks like a nice paste.
Yeah, good. So the traditional filling is pork and bamboo shoots and shiitake mushrooms.
So there's two meats over here. Why is that?
The reason why we do that is if it's too much of a ground pork, it's hard to like paste it over. I'll show you later. Like it's
Okay.
really important to have it chunky. Maybe you can help me mince this while we wait.
With the demon blade.
I'm really scared of your knife, but we should.
Remember, fingers always curled, like a dragon claw. How fine do you want it? Like mince?
Yeah, so this is all just gonna go in the filling. So however fine you want it, I think pretty fine is good. Okay, so once we get the rolling boil, right now we're like at frog eye boil. We want like
You call it
rolling
a
boil.
frog-eyed
Yeah,
boil?
frog eye. It's like different levels of bubbles. And like when it's rolling, it's like guru guru. You know what I
What?
mean?
What's that have to do with frogs?
Because they look like frog eyes when it's small.
Oh,
You've never heard
tadpoles.
of
You mean
that?
tadpoles?
No, like frog eyes. I don't know. It's like a thing.
Oh, what kind of frogs you grew up with?
And then we're gonna pour this in and stir.
Is there such a thing as over-stirring or under-stirring with this?
I mean, you just want to get it even. A whisk will do the job.
Yeah.
If you don't use a whisk, you don't want lumps. So this is really good.
I'm just taking the pain right now.
Does it really
I'm just
hurt?
taking the pain.
You can put it down.
Nah, it
it's
doesn't hurt.
fine. Okay. Okay, so you have your garlic, and then we're gonna put in the ground pork.
Chuck it in.
Yep. And then this
This is like tenderloin?
pork tenderloin.
Okay.
Rice wine.
Rice wine.
Just a smidgen of rice wine, yeah. And then shallots or soy sauce, whatever you want.
Is this soy sauce?
Yeah.
And these are shallots?
Shallots.
Have these been fried, right?
Yeah, they're fried shallots. So that is 5 spice, sugar, and salt.
5 spice, sugar, salt.
Okay, and then lastly, we're gonna add the sweet potato starch, and that's just gonna be a binder. And you can use cornstarch at home if you want
So
to.
fat
It
is
doesn't
not a
matter.
good enough binder in and of itself.
No. This dish isn't very fatty.
Okay.
And we're gonna just pop this in the refrigerator to like let it come together. So I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. wait, but we have to add the other stuff. Never mind, we're not putting it in the refrigerator. We have to do this. So shiitake mushrooms, most people soak it in boiling water, but that actually takes out all the flavor. So if you can soak it in room temperature water, that way it's like more fragrant.
Yeah, I've noticed there's like a lot of grades of mushroom. Like there's different price points. Like some will be $10 for a bag, whereas others it's like $30.
Yeah, it's very important to get high quality mushrooms because they soak up the toxins. That's perfect. Yeah, we can keep on doing. They soak up all the toxins.
Toxins like
From the environment.
okay.
They're like a very sensitive. So bamboo shoots were sort of used in Changhua during this time because that area is very lush in bamboo.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, again, a poor man's food in Taiwan. Most people who live abroad think this is an exotic ingredient, but this is like everywhere.
My Chinese grandpa brought bamboo to Virginia because he wanted to grow some in the backyard to cover up the backyard so
Did it
people
work?
could look in. Oh, it went crazy to the point
You
where the
grew
government had to intervene because it was growing everywhere.
Yeah, it's like an invasive species.
Yeah,
Were you
yeah.
able to eat the shoots?
Yeah, we did.
That's so crazy. You grew your own bamboo and ate the shoots in Virginia?
Yeah, no, it was really good. But it got to the point where they had to pour concrete into the ground to kill it, to stop it from just spreading.
Oh my gosh. So we're just gonna stir fry until it's fragrant. This is just to like get the aroma out, if you know what I mean. Do you like
I've had it a
Bawan?
couple times. I'm not a huge fan of it because I feel like it's mostly goo.
Goo?
And I'm not huge on the skin. I'm more into crispy. Yeah.
It's basically a giant meat boba, is what I tell people.
Meat boba.
Because it's the same thing. It's the same ingredients as in boba.
Yeah.
Some people will add a little bit of sweet potato starch too. Sweet potato starch is more firm than tapioca starch.
Is the starch the same as in the oyster?
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I want? Oyster egg omelets?
Olajian, yeah. I'm from southern Taiwan, so we
you guys
really
like
like the gooey stuff.
So when you guys like have a cold, you usually don't use tissue, right? You just kind of.
No, that's so gross. Okay, that's so gross.
You like
this
snot.
Is,
You like
this
snot.
is white pepper and sugar. No, that is disgusting. Don't say that. I'll never be able to eat it again. And this is soy sauce. Okay, so let's just put this to the side. Could you put all of this in here?
Yes, I can do that. All this in here?
Yeah, wait, let's. Yeah.
Gradually? Or?
Gradually, yeah, because I'm gonna stir. You can just put it in slowly. This is kind of like baking. You need to have the right proportion.
You want me to mix?
Yeah. Sure, you can mix. Just get it really smooth.
I'll show you real power.
And then while you do that, I'm gonna put this in here. This
When
is
I
the
cook with
filling.
When I cook with my grandma and she needs manual labor, she'll be like, eh.
Cute. Oh wow, that's so nice. That was
That's
like
good?
100% faster than I would do it. Milky and creamy. What are you saying?
Just watch me. このpowerだと with power.
Okay, so I have my filling. I'm gonna keep on stirring it and then I'll put it in the refrigerator because I want it to firm up.
Yeah.
But I heard you're doing a remix today.
Oh yes, I am doing a remix.
Yeah.
A Mexican remix. Here we're doing a Mexican style enchilada Bawan. What does that red sauce remind me of? Reminds me of enchiladas, baby. Ya tu sabe.
How did you come up with this?
Well, this is actually a spice mix that my dad used growing up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's very fragrant and it's not spicy.
What, can you
That's
tell
the
me
thing.
what it is?
Here's brown sugar.
Okay.
This is Mexican chili powder.
Okay.
So it's not spicy at all, but it's very fragrant. And over here is cumin, oregano.
Okay.
We have garlic powder because I don't want to cut garlic. I didn't want to peel garlic, so I just figured why not. This is cayenne powder. So this is a little spicy. This is the spiciest
Okay,
thing
but
in
this
here.
isn't spicy.
Yeah, but this is just a little bit. And we have paprika, which is also just a smoky flavor. And this is cinnamon, which is not used here. This is for the enchilada sauce. All right, and over here we have our onion. I'm gonna have you start dicing the onion.
Okay.
Let's put this on the side.
You're Taiwanese. How do you take spicy food?
Oh, I'm tough. Yeah, I take after my Chinese grandpa. Yeah, we go hard.
Where is your Chinese grandpa from?
He's from Anhui.
Okay.
I don't think they eat that spicy
No, it's
there.
not that spicy.
Yeah, but he loves eating spicy. I'm gonna heat this up and get this nice and hot. Onions in. Oh, hey, ho, come on there. This here could be a little finer.
Okay. I'll get on it. We can do that. It works.
Now with the onions, y'all better remember, don't burn them. I was watching a documentary and they're talking about how you actually have the veggies, they come out so the flame touches them and crisps them.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, yeah. Now I'm just gonna put a pinch of salt.
Okay.
This is salt to taste. And when you do this, it actually makes more water come out of the onions and makes them a little more mini flavor bombs.
Should I combine this
Yeah,
stuff?
go ahead.
Is this all going in here?
Yep,
Okay.
all of it.
Okay.
Can you name each of the spices as they're going in?
Oregano,
That's good.
brown sugar,
Those are the easy ones.
Mexican spice, chili,
Very good.
cayenne,
Yep.
garlic powder because
Yeah.
you're lazy,
Yeah.
cumin,
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
cumin, paprika.
Wow, you got all of them. All right. Let's mix that up and then we'll toss these guys in here too. Here, this is
It smells so good.
how long does it have to sit in the fridge?
Like just 20 minutes to firm up. Okay, now we're gonna wrap it all together. So we have our wrapper and our filling and our little Bawan trays.
What does it taste like? Could I eat it right now?
No, I mean you can. It's like raw cookie dough with like no taste. I don't want it.
It tastes like Crisco. In a bad way.
Okay, well that's not a very appetizing start to our dish. It's uncooked, which is why it doesn't taste like anything. And this was a poor man's food, so it's not gonna taste amazing to start off. Okay, so what we're gonna do is oil the trays. If you can just dab a little bit of oil with, and then spread it with this.
So just a thin coating of
Yeah,
oil.
so it doesn't stick. So we're gonna just do a thin layer on the bottom. And
How thin? Like 2 millimeters?
well, it depends on how thin you want your Bawan. So as thin as possible. Like if you go out to like a really skilled vendor, the Bawan is like transparent, right? And that's like a very thin
Ah, so that's why it's transparent.
one. Okay, and then we're gonna put a little bit of filling inside. So see, it's kind of like stuck together, right? That's kind of what you want. Okay, and then we just paste it on top, like this. Now it looks really thick right now, but we're gonna make it work, and I'll show you how. So how we do it is you just dip your hands in water and you kind of smooth it out. The wrapper doesn't have much taste, right?
Yeah.
So we just want to get it as thin as possible. So while I do this, do you want to do another one? We can make 4 with these.
Now, when you're using a thin layer, you want to use a swirling action. It's all about the circular motions. The centripetal force helps to swing out the extra frosting to the edges.
Why do you go British when you go fancy?
Oh, it's not fancy. This is a peasant's meal. Yeah, maybe it'd be better with a non-white bowl, because I can't see. It just looks like...
Okay, so the finished version looks like this. You can smooth it out a little bit more. Admire.
Oh,
That's your admire.
oh, is that all you got?
Okay, you try to make it nice.
Oh yeah, so I told my grandmother that we're filming an episode and making Bawan. She's like,
Yeah.
你会做Bawan? You know how to make Bawan? Like, cause it's not something that most people know how to make.
Does she know how to make Bawan?
I don't think so.
Oh, here, sorry. The secret is water.
I did put water on.
You did.
I did.
Maybe your hands are a little
All right,
bit too
all right,
dirty.
just hear me out, all right?
Okay.
What if I use my tongue?
No.
No, but I'm eating it.
But like, no.
Your tongue's already wet. You need water.
Okay, but like, let's make
and then
sure
if there's
I don't eat that.
extra, you just swallow
Okay,
it.
if you want to do it, but no. That's too much. What does it taste like?
Tastes like chili powder.
Okay, don't put it back in here though. Like.
Oh my gosh. Ta-da. Okay.
Okay, so we have your beautiful Bawan. This is Tex-Mex.
Full of
version.
character. There's so much personality in that one. Who made that one?
I don't know, someone awesome. Okay, then we wait 20 minutes. So now we're gonna make,
Huh?
we're making the sauce for the Bawan.
Okay.
So this is Hai San Jiang, which is mountain sea sauce, and it's a sauce unique to Taiwan. The miso is from the Japanese colonial era, and then the ketchup kind of adds like a sweet, slightly sour aroma. So we're just
punch.
gonna, yeah, and then this is tapioca flour, but you can use like cornstarch or sweet potato,
Just a
and it's
thickener.
just like a thickener, exactly. So we really just like put everything in with starch. And then we'll just, can you stir while I pour this in?
Yep. Yes, chef.
Yeah, so that's like thick sauce.
Thickener. Ah, now it looks like, now I recognize it. Hai San Jiang.
Yeah, Hai San sea mountain
Sea
sauce.
mountain sauce. Wow.
So this is like the generic sweet and sour sauce that's on a lot of the street food. Also like tianbula, they have this.
Oh, right, it's
sometimes
this too. Oh.
Okay, I think that's good. Okay, so we'll do, this is one sauce, we'll do one more. I have 2 sauces for my Bawan. So we're making mi jiang, and this kind of used to be like the mother sauce, and it's made with zailai mi fan.
That rice you talked
yeah,
about,
the
yeah.
long grain rice powder. We'll just put everything in. Just put everything in.
Oh, just dump it in.
That's sugar and salt, and then water. This is mi jiang, which is a rice-based sauce, and I think this was just because this is all they had back in the day, and they wanted to dress up their Bawan. So really, it's just sugar and salt and a thick sauce. And rice flour by itself is kind of thickening, so we don't have to add anything. Okay, my sauces are done. What do you have?
Now this is just a traditional enchilada red sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
With ketchup.
No, that is actually tomato paste.
tomato
Yeah,
paste.
your eyes deceive you. It looks more watery, but it's tomato paste.
Okay,
yes.
what is this white thing?
Flour.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just to serve as a thickener.
Okay.
We have our cinnamon at the end. Some
Yeah.
people don't put it, but I like a little bit extra. Sometimes we'll put nutmeg too. So basically, everything in. Pa-pow, pa-pow.
How did you learn this? Is this your recipe?
I made some tweaks on a recipe I found online. It's just a
Okay.
generic red enchilada sauce.
Do you make enchiladas a lot here in Taiwan?
I've made it 4 or 5 times. It's such a heavy meal that I don't have it too
Yeah.
often, you know? Like so, and then we can pretty much add the water in. Tomato paste in for me?
And
Yeah.
and cinnamon.
No, that'll go in a little
Okay.
later. Yeah. Pretty much near the end.
So what are you looking for now?
I'm just looking to reduce it and get it a little thicker. All right, so that's about the right
Cool.
thickness I like. And you just take a little pinch, little pip, 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 pip. There you go. All right, and that's good. Watch this, grandma's hands. Watch this,
go, go,
grandma's
go.
hands. Okay, okay.
Ooh. I'm very happy with this. I think it tastes like a traditional Bawan. It's like soft and cube. I do think if you like deep fry it, it'll be softer, but I'm too lazy to deep fry it. Wow, you're really going to town with that. Is it good? Can I try
Yeah.
it? No, not.
I think this one tastes especially good. You could just tell it was the agility in making it, just the craftsmanship.
You can
Can I try
traditional
yours?
one. Yeah.
I'm excited to try the white sauce. I don't think I've had Bawan with the white
This is
sauce.
good. Tastes like a squishy taco. Oh my gosh, I'm like very surprised with this. This might be the winner today because of its surprise element. The spice is so intense. Just chili oil just like constantly leaking out. And the enchilada sauce brings it together. You don't really taste the wrapper. The wrapper is totally for texture.
I like yours because the bamboo shoots, just the crunch from that.
Adds a crunch, yeah.
I didn't
You
really
have that for
taste
celery.
Yeah, but it's not as crisp as the bamboo.
No.
Yeah.
I really like this mijiang. This is my first time like serving this with the mijiang. I think it adds like this salty sweetness to
Yeah.
the haisanjiang that I've never had before.
Yeah. That's
Yay,
what I like
19th
most.
century food.
The interplay between the two sauces.
So we have like 19th century food and 21st century. This is like the coolest remix we've ever done.
Today, learn how to make Bawan the traditional way, put a little spin on it.
You just
I just went in. I mean, it shows you how good it
you
is.
just ate all of it. Okay,
I tried to hold back. But I'm telling you, the craftsmanship
good.
with the tongue, it just
Yeah.
beats any spatula.
The skin was particularly good today. The key is to get a good ratio of tapioca starch and rice flour.
And you said a fine flour.
A fine tapioca starch. Don't do a thick tapioca starch like we did during the recipe testing. It was too hard. Brandon's grandma was not happy with
Yeah,
it.
she straight up said
Do you think
it
she'd
was
be
bad.
Do you think she'd be happy with this though?
I think so, yeah. T-A-W. I can't spell. T-A-W. Tall.
Today we made Bawan. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode, subscribe
T-A.
to
TaiwanPlus, right? TaiwanPlus. I can't spell.
TaiWan
The Bawan. I can't think. I gotta eat more. T-A-I.
Plus.